Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another worst to best style ranking, and today we're tackling all of the core Shadow High dolls. So I have done this for several brands at this point, something like Gen 1 of Monster High, Gen 3, Ever After High. Those I did whenever like the first instance was of that character showing up. So most of the time that was in fact a like traditional signature release, but sometimes it would be like a swim line, a pajama line. But when I did this same situation for Rainbow High, I just did the pre-reboot, like main 5 series of Rainbow High, specifically because when it comes to, like, again, we'll take just Gen 1 of Monster High as an example. Most of their dolls are introduced in like a traditional signature way, or like there were San Diego Comic Con ways that they were introduced, but like those are still sort of core dolls. Most of them were like that. And then some of them, yes, were from themed lines, but even something like Haunted was like a themed line, but the new characters really got a true signature look. If you know what I'm saying, it's not like they were all in outfits that aren't their day to day outfits. Whereas with Rainbow High, so many of the characters are introduced in deeply, deeply themed lines, like Costume Ball, literally all of Rainbow Vision. Like, there's just a lot more lines that are entirely populated by new characters in themed clothing, not new characters in their own style. I hope that makes even a tiny bit of sense. But since that's how we did Rainbow High, that's how we're going to be doing Shadow High as well. So I am just ranking like the 3 baseline series of Shadow High, ranking those core dolls. You guys did ask in the Rainbow High video if I could go ahead and do like the extra characters in a separate ranking. So ask and ye shall receive. I will be doing that in the future. Let me know down below. I'll probably end up doing a poll too if I'd like am still feeling unsure about how to do it. But I'll probably end up doing just like a combined Rainbow and Shadow High ranking for all the characters that are introduced in those like theme lines, like outside of the core lines. But I also could do separate ones for Rainbow High and Shadow High. I just feel like there's not like that many Shadow High ones, so that would be a very, very short ranking. So I'm inclined to do them all at once, but let me know how you'd prefer to take a look at that. But let's just, refocus on the task for today, which again is those 3 core Shadow High lines. So we have $18 to get through, which is definitely less than some of these previous videos, but I'm sure I'll still have a lot to say. So bear in mind that these are just my opinions. It's completely fine if you disagree with me, as long as we can be like polite about that in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's jump on into it. I did kind of lie just a little bit. Before we get into the actual ranking, I did just want to remind you guys that I do have a resource for Americans in my description down below. It's called findhelp.org. I'm completely unaffiliated with them. I don't get anything from like promoting them. It's just like a nice sort of all-in-one resource for anyone who might be struggling in the current climate that we are in, shall we say. So how it works is you go on there and you just type in your zip code, and then it'll give you like a long list of different types of help that you might need. Maybe you need access to affordable food or healthcare or housing, anything like that. And then you can, click on the type of help that you are looking for, and it'll give you resources in your local area that can try to alleviate some of the crushing weight of everything that we are dealing with. So if you need that, or if you know anyone who needs that, absolutely feel free to go ahead and use the resource. If you don't need it, absolutely spread it around. But yeah, now we can actually get into the ranking. So we're going to go ahead and just dive in. 18th place is going to go to Oliver. And I do feel kind of bad. I think Shadow High is a very interesting case study because there are certainly brands where I'll look at a doll and it's like, there's nothing I like about this doll. Or it might be like, I only sort of like the base doll is okay, but like I don't really feel strongly about it. I do think that with Shadow High, every doll has something that I like. I have to rank them, right? This is like a worst to best situation. And Oliver is my least favorite. The thing that I like about him is I do think he has a nice base doll, and I think his hair is like a really cool style. But I do think compared to some other male dolls that we have gotten from Rainbow and Shadow High, he definitely has less style going on. That sounds like so bad, but it's mostly just in terms of pure pieces. Like this was the line of Shadow High that didn't get second outfits, so this is like all he comes with. And he also does have a very sporty style, which if you have seen any of my videos before, you probably know I'm not really someone who's drawn to a sporty style. I'm sure if you love that sort of style, this doll would be much higher ranked for you, and that totally makes sense. It's just not really for me. I will shout out, I think it's funny that he has like a little Gatorade knockoff. That's genuinely comical to me. But yeah, for the most part, he's just not a doll that appeals to me. This next one I think is like maybe what some of y'all might have expected to be my last place because I have talked very unfavorably about her in the past, and that is Nicole. I know so many people love Nicole. Okay, I get it, and that is fine. You are perfectly allowed to like her. I do like her base doll, especially like in the stock photo where her hair like actually comes like this and looks so nice and perfectly curled. She looks beautiful. She's got really cool makeup, but again, she does have a sort of sporty style, so inherently the clothing that she comes with is just something I'm less into. And the number one thing that gets me, I complain about this literally every time I look at this doll, it just drives me up a wall, is that her particular skin tone, like the gray that they used for her skin tone and her hair, is like a very warm type of gray, right? Like you can have a cool leaning gray or you can have a warm leaning gray. Her base doll is very warm leaning gray. There's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that I feel like so many of her outfit pieces are on the more cool toned gray spectrum. And like, I understand that's such a nitpick. That I just am like that. I'm sorry. But it really just visually is so, so jarring to me to have this doll that has these warm tones. And then it's like, oh, throw this cool blue on there. I don't know. I feel like there certainly is a way that you can mix warm and cool colors that looks very nice, but when it's all in grayscale, I think that's when it sort of looks a little bit weird to me, and I just can't get past that. So between the coloring and the sporty aspects, she's just not a doll that I vibe with. Many similar things could be said about Chanel, who's next up on this list. There really isn't anything inherently wrong with her. And I actually really, really do love this dress. Like, I low key might just only buy the dress secondhand to put someone else in it. The socks are fine. I don't really feel any particular way about the heels. I like her base doll just fine. Like, there's nothing really wrong with her. There's nothing that I can point to that I'm like, ew. But she does have more of a like prim proper sort of preppy style. And again, much like sporty, that's just not the sort of thing that I really gravitate towards that much. The reason I ended up not getting her is because her second outfit I don't vibe with at all. The hair bow, like, it's not really for me. I don't know. Like, I could have gotten her and just restyled her, but she just wasn't calling to me. So again, nothing really super negative to say. This is just not a doll that's for me. Funnily enough, hitting 15th place, the things that I dislike about this doll, I actually dislike a lot more than the things I dislike about Chanel, but there are pieces that I like a lot more. So it kind of evens out and bumps her up just a little bit. This is, I want to say, Pinky. They released a doll named Pinkly and a doll named Pinky at nearly the same time. And I'm like 99% sure this is Pinky. Because yeah, Pinkley Page has like the glasses. Yes, this is Pinky. That's crazy that they did that. Like, I still can't believe it. So the things that I like the like shades of pink for the most part that were chosen here. I like the micro braids. I think the base doll is pretty. These shoes are genuinely incredible. Like, there are some really, really cool aspects to her. Where you lose me is this like very purpley pink that's in like the main body of her outfit. I mean, you could even argue that it's like straight up purple, depending on purple and pink, they kind of bleed together. I just don't think that it necessarily matches that well. But the thing that really, really kills it for me is the skirt, because I just feel like there's so much detail on the top. You have the faux zipper and like the little studs, you've got patches on the arms, you've got these cool, like clear boots with all this painted detail. And then the skirt is just so nothing, but it doesn't look like, hey, let's include a simple piece so that this matches and it's like a place for your eye to rest. It's not like, let's just give her a super basic skirt. Like, they tried to do something to it by giving it these very loose pleats, it looks like, as well as two embroidered safety pins. But I think it looks worse for that. Like, I genuinely would have rather had her just have like a basic pink mini skirt and that's it, because then it would be like, okay, yeah, she's got a crazy shirt, she's got pretty intense boots, like, let's do something simple for the skirt. But this just feels like a weird middle zone between like very heavily designed and very simplistically designed, and it makes it just look weird and it doesn't fit into me. I don't know. I can be kind of critical, clearly, but yeah, I just don't think it all comes together very well. That brings us to Rex, and I do think, like, looking at him, it makes what I was saying about Oliver very clear. Like, Oliver's pieces, in comparison, there's fewer of them, and they just seem a little bit more simplistic. I also do think I might have misspoke. I think I said that Oliver's Siri was the first one that didn't get second outfits, but Rex didn't get a second outfit either. And like, he just clearly has so much more going on. He's got this hoodie with all of these designs on it. He's got the chain. He has like the AirPods. He's got this huge puffer coat that just looks so, so genuinely cool. And the pants are, admittedly, at least from this image, I think they're plain. I haven't seen this doll in person, but they look like they're plain, but he's got really cool shoes. So he just feels like he has a little bit more design put into him when compared to Oliver, which is why I like him better. That being said, I still just didn't like him enough to want to pull the trigger and get him, but I do think this is a really nice example of a boy doll who actually had effort put into him. So I know he's kind of low on the list, but I genuinely do think that this is a solid doll. I probably should have mentioned in the intro, just in case you haven't heard me talk about this before, that I did sort of fall out of love with Shadow High just in general. I think the concept is really cool, and I know this is such an insanely stupid hang up to have, but the fact that it's like in the same universe as Rainbow High, and we just have no explanation as far as why all the characters with grayscale or fantasy skin tones go to Shadow High and all the characters with like traditional human skin tones go to Rainbow High. We just don't know. We don't have an answer. And like, I know it's dumb, but because there's not an answer in my head, looking at them on my shelf, sometimes I'm just like, why are you like this? I know I sound crazy, but that's why a lot of these dolls, even though I have some positive things to say about them, I don't have them. So Rex, excellent doll for other people. I completely get it if like he's your favorite. He's just not for me. Next up is Scarlet, whose base doll is unreal pretty. Like she's just so gorgeous in the face to me. But they gave her the most criminally boring outfit humanly possible. Like, I don't think she has a shirt on under this hoodie, so it's literally just a plain red hoodie that says Storywood on it. Which, like, that's not to say that that inherently is a bad piece, but like, if this is all the doll is wearing, then it becomes a bad piece to me, if that makes sense. She has these pants, which do have the faux zippers down the front, but like, combined again with everything else, it's just like, there's not really a lot going on there. And I also think that they look very strange with the boots that she's wearing. Like the cut just feels a little bit odd. The boots are basic, like they have just the most minimal painted detail. Like there's just nothing going on with this outfit. So that's my qualm with her. Next up is Luna Madison, who I actually did purchase on like a super duper sale. I think I still technically have her doll, but like the intention is to sell her at some point because I really just wanted her clothes. I think that this, um, I'm literally forgetting if this is a bodysuit or a dress in real time. That's wow. Anyway, the piece she has on is so just fun and unique and weird, and I love it. The boots are also really, really cool. Her second outfit, not my favorite, but like this was really, really solid. I did think buying her that I was going to like the doll herself, but in person, she does have a little bit of that same issue that Nicole has, where some pieces are like a little more warm toned and some are a little more cool toned. It's not nearly as bad, but she had a little bit of that going on. And also she has like metallic nylon for her hair. And I never thought that I could like really strongly dislike a hair fiber until I came across metallic nylon, which is like funny because you'd think that I would love it because I love anything sparkly or metallic and beautiful. And like I can accept polypropylene, okay? Like I don't love it, but if the doll is pretty enough, I will tolerate it. The thing that made me hate metallic nylon was I did a reroute with metallic nylon, and now I touch it and I feel like I'm getting flashbacks from the war. It is the worst to work with, in my personal opinion. So the combo of like the slight color issues, just the fact that I sort of fell out of Shadow High in general, and then the metallic nylon, I could not handle her base doll, but I still really like her pieces, like really like some of her pieces. So that's why she's sort of higher up. We are at the last boy on the list, and that is Ash. Ash, I think, is a really, really excellent doll. I did used to have him. I kept all of his clothing pieces, but I did used to have him. He's one that I ended up selling again just because I sort of was like, I don't know how I really feel about Shadow High, but his pieces are incredible. Like, just so detailed, so fun. There's so much design in there. He was in like the higher budget line, so he got to get two outfits, and all of them are just so good. Excellent for restyles, so that's why he is higher up on the list. Breaking into 10th place is Lavender Lynn, who I like desperately want to love. And I'm really, really just showing how picky I am because there is one reason in particular why I didn't get this doll, and it's the fact that she's wearing a dress, not a shirt and a skirt. Here's my thing, okay? I think the hat is really fun. I always love a doll with glasses. I think her hairstyle is like relatively simple compared to some other things that we've seen from the brand, but it still looks really nice and it's so long. It's floor length. The choker's great. The boots are great. The top half of the dress with the lacy sleeves with the poof, yes. The way the dress, like the bodice and then the skirt portion connect, just looks so weird to me. And I know I'm being so nitpicky, but it just looks so bad to me. Like, I don't even mind that the skirt is simplistic because, like I was talking about with Pinky, I think sometimes it's fine to be like, hey, this is the basic piece. I just don't like how it looks in conjunction with the top half. And that alone is the reason I don't have this doll, which maybe is crazy, but I'm a little crazy. Next up is Diamante, who's another doll that I bought exclusively to harvest her clothing. I like the concept for this doll. Okay, I like that she has the short hair. Like she was one of the earlier Rainbow High dolls to get like a short little bob. I think that's super fun. All of her clothing is so cool. Okay, the bodysuit, like the glitter bodysuit all over, insane. She actually has a second bodysuit on, and then the holographic shorts, the coat. These shoes are some of my favorite shoes that Rainbow or Shadow High has ever produced. I just think they're so weird and so cool. I love them. But I think the particular shade of purple that she is just does not work for me. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think that she also came out, like, I think in the same series was Monique. And Monique is also purple. So it kind of bothered me that they had like two purple dolls, which I know I'm being a little shit. Okay. I can't help it. I can't help it. I did make an edit ages ago where I think I actually turned her blue, where it was like the same like deepness. Like I didn't like lighten her skin or anything like that. It was just let's change the shade and make her a blue doll. And I like her so much more like that, but that's not how she came. So yeah, I got her and then stole all of her pieces. And they are currently being used slash set aside to be used for future restyles because she's got so much cool stuff going on. I just really don't like the base doll. This one, okay, there are still times where I kick myself and I'm like, you should have bought this doll or you should buy this doll secondhand. And I can just never take the plunge because the issue is that I want this doll for like $15. I don't want to pay any more than that for her. And this is Rosie. She's just really cool. Like I really like when companies make red themed dolls because very frequently it's like a pinky red or like a very deep red that's like mixed with a lot of black or a purpley red. Like I feel like getting a true red is quite rare. And I mean, most doll companies, to be fair, aren't like Rainbow High where like the dolls are sort of single colors. So it's usually red mixed with something else, and red's sort of more of an accent, not a main color. So I like that she stands out. I think that she's an interesting doll in that sense. I like the hairstyle. I think her face is just so gorgeous. The boots are cool. The dress she has on is kind of plain, but this coat is unreal. I don't know why I didn't get her. Okay, I don't know why I didn't get her when she first came out. And like I said, now I'm just stingy. Okay, because like 15 is like the max that I would pay for her. But then you add on shipping and it's like, okay, then that's like a $25 doll. I don't want to pay $25 for this doll. Like realistically, I want to pay like $10 with free shipping, which I understand is unrealistic to ask. Okay, I get that. Like I'm not trying to be like someone list that. Like I get it, especially the shipping thing that's like out of people's control usually. But yeah, I wish I had gotten her like when they went on clearance or on sale. And now I'm probably not going to be able to find her for like a price that I'm willing to pay. But I do think she's an excellent doll. Sort of the same vibes with this next one, Carla, except for the fact that I really don't want to keep the doll. I just want all of her clothing pieces. I think she's just got really interesting, very structured clothing pieces. But I just don't really vibe with the base doll. This one though is one that like was quite popular amongst the fan base, and I believe last time I checked, because I was like curious about buying her outfit secondhand, I think she's relatively expensive secondhand. And so again, it's just like I like her pieces. I'm just not gonna pay what I need to pay to get them. So she's cool. We're giving her her flowers by ranking her within the top 10, but I cannot have her. Next up is Glitch, who I actually do have. I've sort of like toyed around with the idea of whether I want to keep her, and I just can't fully decide yet. So only time will tell, I suppose. I think what she has is really cool, but I also just think what she has requires so much more. So here's what I mean by that. This doll is weird, okay? She's got shoe pants. Shoe pants. The shoes just slurp right up into pants. Why did I say that and why did I keep saying it? You guys saw me realize that was a weird way to say that, and I just kept going. Anyway, but like it's strange, it's different. They've got this crazy glitch pattern on it. The dress that she has on over top has these big like train pieces. The cut of the dress is also really, really interesting. Like it's like tight but loose, and it's just a fascinating garment. And then it's full of sequins, which I love. And then she's got like this beautiful, gorgeous face, but somehow it doesn't feel like enough. And I feel a little insane for saying that. Admittedly, in the like animation for Rainbow High and Shadow High, she has like all of these like barrettes and I think chains and stuff in her hair. And then they sort of did that for the Fantastic Fashion Jade. So she didn't get that. I think that would have helped a lot. And I might end up giving her that and then like that'll make me like her a little bit more because I really, really do like the base of what's here, hence why she's in the top 10. I just think she could have been better as like a super deluxe doll with just a crazy amount of detail because I think she's at the point where her design is so out there, so weird, so maximalist that like it really needed to be taken that extra level. Kicking off the top 5 is Faery. She is just so weird and I love that for her. I do have this doll. I want to customize her and Zoe both to be like little alien friends. I've been saying that for literally years at this point. Okay, I'm very low energy and I have too many ideas, too many projects, and not enough energy to do it. But that's like why she's not fully on my display. But she's so just insanely cool, like just so bizarre. Her like sort of bustier style top is like a circuit board and it's like 3D. There's all kinds of crazy elements in there. She has CDs in her skirt. Hello? Like she's just so odd, so out there, so different. And I just absolutely adore that for her because what other doll are you going to find that's like a mass marketed doll, not a one of a kind doll that looks like this? This is phenomenal. And she definitely could not have been any lower. Okay, this one's bittersweet. I'm weirdly emotional looking at her actually. So this is Monique and I want to adore her. And I did adore her for a very, very long time. But I keep coming back to that thing of if she was just like a human skin tone, she would stay in my collection, no question. Absolutely none. But I just don't like the purple is so, so bright. And some people probably really love that. I didn't like hate it when I first got it. But over time, I'm just like, this doll would be so much better if she just had like a nice deep brown skin tone. I love the hair, the colors in it, the micro braids. I'm obsessed with this dress. I actually do think I might repurpose it and give it to an extra Spectra doll because I have some thoughts in my head about that. But like her entire design is just so, so good. I just think I'm more partial to like Rainbow High and actual human skin tones than I am to the fantasy skin tones when it comes to Shadow High. So I love her, but that's the problem. Third place goes to one of the original Shadow High characters, and that is Heather Grayson. She's just so cool. I will say I like all of her pieces, but I do think that the base doll is like the star of the show here. The split dye, she had glitter lips. She's got like such cool little O-rings and safety pins and stuff in her hair. She's got like extensions on a ring. It's so cool, so fun, so funky. Like she's truly an excellent, excellent doll. And I feel like I've used her pieces in so many restyles. Like, I don't even think she's wearing any of her pieces currently because I just love to use them on other dolls too. So, also very wonderful and versatile. Second place goes to Zoe Electra, who is much like Barry. No, I said I wanted to customize them to be little alien friends. She's so unique. This is another one where it's like, where are you going to find a doll like this other than her? She's so cool, so fun. She has plugs, like plugs for an outlet on her shoes. She's got the super like puffy jacket with all the patches on it, the Novi Stars references, and just the base doll. Hello. Like, she's so funky, so interesting. The makeup is super, super cool for her. She is an absolute showstopper of a doll, but there is one that I like just a little bit more, and it's maybe for a bit of a biased reason. So this is Natasha Zima, and she is my favorite like mainline Shadow High doll ever. And it's so funny every time I talk about her, I have to tell this story because I fully intended when we got stock photos for these dolls when they first came out to not ever have this doll. Like I was like, yeah, I don't like her, I don't care for her, I don't need her. I found her, I think it was at Sam's Club on a really, really good sale. And I did like her second outfit pictured here. And I was like, okay, since it's a really good deal, I'll just buy the doll and I'll, keep the second outfit and I'll sell the rest. And then I don't even know what possessed me to do it, if I'm being honest. But I put her in her second outfit and instantaneously was like, I love this doll. She's never going anywhere. Like, that is my girl. She is staying here forever. I can't explain it. There's something that like the stock photo can't capture that having her in person made me feel. And I just love her to such an ungodly degree. Like, she's just so, so pretty to me. It's crazy because like she doesn't have the most out there design. She doesn't have like any color. She's just like pure white. There's something about her. And I fully recognize that, like, on most people's list, she wouldn't be number one. And I understand why she wouldn't be number one for most people because I don't understand why she's number one for me. But she is. I can't explain it. I just know I am completely and utterly enamored by this doll and completely obsessed with her. So, like, even though objectively Zoe has a much more interesting design, like Heather has a much more interesting design, I couldn't do my girl dirty. There we go. I couldn't do my girl dirty. I had to put her at number one. But that concludes the video. That is my worst to best ranking of all of the mainline Shadow High dolls. Would love to hear your thoughts on all the dolls we discussed in the comments down below. And as I said at the beginning, let me know if you are like good with me doing a like kind of combo ranking like this for the extra Rainbow and Shadow High characters, because I just think that'd probably be the easiest way to go about it. But yeah, let me know your feelings on that, because I want to make content that you guys like. So I hope you liked this one. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.